Lagos, Nigeria, a city buzzing with life but also groaning under the weight of its problems. Recently, that frustration found a voice, amplified by the power of social media. It all started with a #30-day rant challenge. This wasn't about complaining about bad dates or burnt toast. This was different. This was about real life in Nigeria, and it struck a nerve. It all began with Ushi Rita Ugwamaye, known online as Ray. A young woman serving in the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, she'd had enough. In a video that went viral, she poured out her frustrations about the state of the nation, the cost of living, the government's policies, the feeling that things were going from bad to worse. Her message resonated. Millions of views later, the #30-day rant challenge was born. People from all walks of life, from market traders to students, joined in. They shared their own experiences, their own grievances. It became a space for Nigerians to vent their frustrations, to hold a mirror up to the realities they faced every day. The hashtag caught fire, spreading like wildfire across TikTok and beyond. It became more than just a trend, it became a movement, a collective cry for change, fueled by the power of shared experiences. One of the biggest grievances aired in the #30-day rant challenge, Rent. It's a story heard around the world, but in Nigeria, it's reaching crisis point. Imagine this. You're a young professional, working hard, trying to build a life. But the rent for your tiny apartment has just doubled, maybe even tripled. Suddenly, your salary doesn't stretch far enough. This is the reality for many Nigerians. The cost of housing has skyrocketed. Landlords, sensing an opportunity, are hiking up rents to exorbitant levels. For many, finding affordable housing feels like an impossible dream. They're trapped, forced to choose between paying rent and putting food on the table. The #30-day rant challenge gave a voice to this struggle. People shared stories of being priced out of their own neighborhoods, of living in cramped and inadequate conditions. They spoke of the stress and anxiety of constantly worrying about rent, of the fear of becoming homeless. It's a desperate situation, and the anger and frustration are palpable. It's not just the cost of living that's causing anxiety. Insecurity is another major concern voiced in the #30-day rant challenge. Nigeria has long grappled with issues of crime and violence, but for many, it feels like things are getting worse. The streets are no longer safe. Kidnappings are on the rise, and armed robbery is a constant threat. People are afraid to walk alone at night, to travel on certain roads, even to stay in their own homes. The fear is pervasive, casting a shadow over everyday life. And it's not just physical safety that's at risk. The economic hardship is driving more people to desperation, leading to an increase in petty crime and begging on the streets. The #30-day rant challenge became a platform for Nigerians to share their stories of fear and vulnerability. They spoke of close calls, of friends and family members who had been victims of crime. They demanded action from the government, pleading for increased security measures and a crackdown on crime. The message was clear: enough is enough. We deserve to feel safe in our own country. Section 4. Breathing in the big smoke, pollution chokes Lagos. Lagos, the beating heart of Nigeria, is a city of contrasts. A vibrant hub of commerce and culture, it's also notorious for its pollution. The air is thick with exhaust fumes, the streets littered with rubbish, the stench of sewage hangs heavy in the air. This isn't just an aesthetic problem, it's a health hazard. Respiratory problems are on the rise and the environment is paying a heavy price. The #30-day rant challenge didn't shy away from this uncomfortable truth. Participants posted videos of overflowing rubbish dumps, polluted waterways, and streets covered in grime. They spoke of the lack of proper waste management systems, of the government's failure to address the issue. For many, it's a sign of a deeper malaise, a lack of care for the environment and the well-being of citizens. Section 5. Deaf ears in power, government inaction fuels anger. Underlying many of the grievances aired in the #30-day rant challenge is a deep-seated frustration with the government. Many Nigerians feel that their leaders are out of touch, more interested in self-enrichment than in serving the people. They see the rampant corruption, the lack of basic services, and the widening gap between the rich and the poor. And they're angry. The #30-day rant challenge became a way for this anger to find an outlet. Participants called out the government's inaction on issues like the rising cost of living, insecurity, and pollution. They demanded accountability, transparency, and a change in priorities. They wanted to see their leaders take concrete steps to address the problems plaguing their country. Section 6. Silencing the critics, the fight for free speech. The #30-day rant challenge wasn't just about venting frustration, it was about demanding change. But speaking out in Nigeria comes with risks. The government has a history of cracking down on dissent, of using intimidation tactics to silence critics. And the #30-day rant challenge, with its potential to mobilize mass discontent, was seen as a threat. There were attempts to discredit the movement, to paint it as the work of troublemakers and foreign agents. Some participants faced harassment and intimidation, but the movement persisted, fueled by the belief that everyone has the right to speak their mind, to hold their leaders accountable. The #30-day rant challenge became a test case for freedom of speech in Nigeria, a reminder that the fight for democracy is an ongoing struggle.